Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well so far. Got a couple of Seahawks stuff to talk about, but before I get into that, gonna have kind of a active day today. Quite a bit going on over here. Most of it over on Twitch. So this video goes live in the morning. Within a few hours of me uploading this video, you will probably see me go live on Twitch because I took the day off from work. Been a while since I've taken time off from work. So I took a couple days off, and sometime in the late morning or early afternoon, I should be going live over on Twitch. And basically, that's where I'm going to be for most of the day. We're going to stream stuff while the Mariners game is going on. We're going to stream stuff after. Tonight, I am going to be doing the stream with the Hawk's Nest. That's obviously here on YouTube, but it's going to be on this channel, and we're going to talk about the last preseason game. We're going to talk about this upcoming Dallas preseason game tomorrow, go through all the usual stuff. You guys know the drill by now. And then tonight, after the Hawk's Nest stream, I'm actually pretty excited about this. I'm going to be playing a game at release, which I usually don't do. But I'm going to make another video later today to talk about specifically this. But I'm going to be installing and playing as soon as I can, as soon as Steam allows me, Soul Hackers 2, and streaming that over on Twitch. It's going to be a really interesting experience. It's a game that I've been monitoring for a while now. The reviews have been pretty... So I decided to go ahead and pre-order it on Steam a few days ago. And I will be installing it basically right after my stream with Brandon, and we will be going from there. So if you haven't followed me on Twitch yet, now is a great time to do so. I'm going to be over there for a good chunk of the day. We're going to be going through Fire Emblem and Serious Sam 2. We're going to try to beat both games today. We're really close to the end on both. So keep an eye out in the late morning to early afternoon for me to go live. And I'm going to be live in some capacity for pretty much the whole day. So, link in the description to my Twitch if that's something that interests you. Hope to see you guys over there. Okay, so Pete Carroll, as he does, said a few things yesterday. Not a ton of stuff, but he did say one thing that is going to get some people's attention. And it's on screen right here. Geno Smith is going to start Friday night against the Cowboys in the final preseason game. So Geno is starting yet again. This comes on the heels of it being said that Drew Lock was going to play a lot. So I guess the implication there is that Geno gets to start. Geno gets maybe a quarter, maybe a little more, and then Drew Lock comes in. So in summation, Geno will have ended up starting all three preseason games. Drew Lock will have played the second half of the first preseason game, and let's estimate, well, we'll see what it is, but 3/4 of the last preseason game. But he won't have spent much time with starters. I doubt he'll be playing with Metcalf and Lockett. If he does, probably not much. We need to figure out what we have at the bottom of the depth chart with some of these receivers. So on multiple levels, it makes sense why you wouldn't see a lot of Lock and Metcalf. I don't know how much of the starting offensive line you're going to see. We did leave Cross and Lucas in quite a bit last week, so maybe we're going to play them into the fourth quarter even, but who knows? Could very easily be Forsyth and Curhan at tackle when we get there. And all in all, it seems like Geno's the guy, but Carroll says not so fast. The other day, he said the QB battle is even, and he continues to say that even though Geno has in his mind not lost any ground, which seems to contradict my reading of his Geno Smith reaction after the Bears game where he didn't seem all that enthusiastic about it, he said that Drew Lock is in there as well, and he considers it to be an even battle, which implies that this preseason game is going to go a long way to determine it. Whoever plays better in this game should then be the starter, right? So, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all this. I hope it's a genuine QB battle because there's no reason to not have one. You're not committed to either of these guys. Neither of these guys have been promised anything. You're not paying any one of them some exorbitant contract where you feel obligated to play them. Neither guy has shown they have over the top ability to be a great quarterback. They're both second round picks that, well, Geno's washed out of a few teams. Drew Lock is now washed out of one team. So I would hope it's an honest QB battle. But Carroll is saying it is, and yet how is Drew Lock going to be able to do it if he doesn't get to play with the full starting team the way Geno's about to get a chance to? And I know it may not be the whole... I know that you Lockett and Metcalf and Fant and guys like that might only play a handful of plays. But still, it would be weird for Drew Lock to win the starting battle after not getting to play with those guys at all. So how's this going to work out? So that's the main thing. Geno Smith's going to start. And if you are on Team Drew Lock, if you want Drew Lock to be the starter, if you want Drew Lock to be starting week 1 against Denver, then you're rooting for something pretty big to happen in this game tomorrow. And I'll talk more about the game tomorrow. You're rooting for Drew Lock to do something pretty over the top here, I think. So, hey, I'm there with you guys. I'd rather see Lock than Geno. Lock is far more interesting to me, far more compelling a player to me. There's more upside there, more opportunities for interesting things to happen with Drew. But I want to say this. This is something that a few people have talked about on Twitch in recent days, recent weeks, really. And let me know what you guys think about this. So, one of my best Twitch commenters brought up the point that Drew Lock playing his former team in his first game with his new team might, just he's got all this energy. He's trying to show his old team that, hey, it wasn't my fault. I'm great. I'm awesome. And then he just goes out there and he's too amped up to play well. Maybe he's trying too hard and throw some bad interceptions. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like the way that some people are probably thinking that Russ might play against us, where it's like, oh, that's my former team. I got to show them up. I got to stick it to them. And then things go wrong because you're forcing it. Could that happen to Drew in week 1? And that being the case, is it actually a good idea to just let Geno have this start where he'll just stay on an even keel? I'm not sure that I agree with it, but it's a pretty compelling thought process, right? Like, it makes sense. You know, Geno, this is just another game. To Drew Lock, this is going to be something more than that. So maybe you don't let Drew Lock unleash whatever negative emotions he has towards the Broncos organization right now, and you put him on the bench for this game, and then going forward, depending on how Geno does against the Broncos, you make decisions from that. I don't know, just a thought. Let me know what you think about it. He said a few other things as well. He was asked about guys who are doing really well under the radar at Seahawks camp. He called out Josh Jones, which seems like he's going to be making the team. I don't think you can be under the radar stud the way that Carroll was talking about. I'm talking about how he might lead the team in interceptions in camp and then not make the team. He also singled out Abraham Lucas, which surprises nobody, but also singled out Colby Parkinson. Would love to see that Colby Parkinson stuff translate to an actual game. So that's really about it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is this an honest QB battle? Is it a good idea to put Drew on the bench for the game against his former team? Like, I don't know. It's not, obviously it's not great. It's not a great selection no matter what, right? Neither of these guys are great. Neither of these guys are, at this point I would say there's a very, very small chance either guy is any kind of a long-term answer here. But this is the choice we have. Sometimes you have to choose between two lackluster choices, but you still have to choose. So, yeah, Geno Smith's going to start, and Drew Lock's got some work to do, I think. Whatever Pete may say, the fact that Geno is starting every preseason game, the fact that Geno's played a lot more than Lock because of COVID, you're probably going to have to make up some ground. So, see you guys later. Go Hawks. Like I said, come find me on Twitch today Should be there for most of the day, doing multiple things. And we also have the Hawk's Nest stream tonight, about 7 o'clock. All right. Hope to see you there.